Well, welcome to the 700 Club. The streets of Iran have become a killing field. The exiled crown prince says government forces have killed thousands of protesters in the last 48 hours.
Iranians are anxious to see how President Trump will respond. He's threatened to punish the regime if it continues the slaughter. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
In Tehran and other cities throughout Iran, Republican Guard troops are firing indiscriminately into the protest crowds. Many Iranians are going to hospitals to identify their loved ones. In the meantime, the regime's opponents are looking to President Trump. He told reporters Iranian leaders want to negotiate and a meeting is in the works. But if the government keeps killing, he may act sooner.
I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
In Tehran, Iran's Speaker of Parliament warned that attacks on Iran would lead to retaliation against U.S. military forces and Israel. In Jerusalem, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised the protesters.
The people of Israel and the entire world are in awe of the tremendous heroism of the citizens of Iran. Israel supports their struggle for freedom and strongly condemns the mass massacres of innocent civilians.
The latest figures from the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency puts verified deaths at around 500. But there are reports that bodies taken to hospitals could reach into the thousands.
Maria, to put it into perspective, in the last 48 hours, Iranians have suffered more casualties than America did after the 9/11 attack.
Exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi announced a new phase in the protest.
In addition to taking and holding the central streets of our cities, all institutions and apparatuses responsible for the regime's propaganda and for cutting communications are to be regarded as legitimate targets.
Pahlavi called what's happening in Iran a defining moment.
Remember, the same thugs that hate America also hate their own people. We hope only that the Iranian people this time will be victorious, and they will be, because I know that the Iranians are prepared to die for this cause, and so am I.
Lana Silk of Transform Iran told CBN News they're preparing for what may come next.
We're expecting an open Iran imminently, so that means aid, it means infrastructure, it means Bibles, it means pastors, and we need to make sure that we're ready to move in when the doors open.
For now, the people of Iran seem ready to continue their battle against a nearly 50-year dictatorship. This sign in Tehran reads, "We are no longer afraid, we are fighting." Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, it's tough to fight if you're a protester with no arms and the Republican Guard comes out with weapons and starts firing indiscriminately into the crowd. During the Green Revolution of years past in Iran, the Army, the Republican Guard, assigned snipers to take out protesters. A 16-year-old girl lost her life. And if you can imagine a soldier with a sighting in on a 16-year-old teenager and killing her, that was the kind of violence that was inflicted on the protesters in years past. I hope there's an end to this and a very quick end. But wouldn't it be wonderful if the Iranian regime were toppled? No longer a sponsor of state terrorism, no longer funding Hezbollah, Hamas, supplying arms to radical groups throughout the Middle East. What an incredible new world that would be if they were no longer in power. Well, in other news, the Department of Justice has launched a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. This is unprecedented in American history and is likely to lead to a lot of market turmoil. John Jessup has that story and more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
That is right, Gordon. The DOJ is threatening a federal indictment related to Powell's testimony to Congress. It concerns a multi-million-dollar renovation of 2 Federal Reserve buildings. Now, Powell claims the action is really about the Fed's independence in setting the timetable to lower interest rates, contrary to President Trump's requests. The president said he does not know anything about the investigation, although 2 weeks ago he suggested potential legal action against Powell over cost overruns in the construction of the buildings. Well, leaders in Jackson, Mississippi are condemning an arson attack against a historic synagogue. Fire consumed portions of Beth Israel congregation in the early hours of Saturday morning. The flames did extensive damage to the administrative offices and library. It destroyed or damaged several Torahs, but one Torah preserved from the Holocaust did survive. Beth Israel is the oldest and largest Jewish congregation in the state, founded back in 1860. It survived a bombing by the Ku Klux Klan back in 1967. A suspect is in custody, and authorities, Gordon, are investigating the potential for hate crime charges.
Apparently that suspect burned himself in lighting the fire and had to go to the hospital, and it was the hospital that reported him to the police. Let's stand with our elder brothers in the faith. Let us recognize Christianity is a Jewish religion. Jesus was Jewish, and we need to stand with them wherever anti-Semitism arises. We're used to it in the Middle East. I think we're trying to get used to it in Europe, but we shouldn't be used to it right here in America. And the synagogue attacks are absolutely horrific. So let's show our solidarity with them, that despite these tragedies, we're with you, and we're with you for the long haul.